Hello everyone and welcome back. This week we're going to be breaking down the groove from Alien Hip Hop by Virgil. This is such a cool groove, but what the hell is going on? Where do you even start? Well, first things first, we need to find the time signature, which isn't necessarily easy. When I'm looking for a time signature, I'd lean towards checking the drums, if there's a drum set involved, of course, because 99% of the time, the interaction between the kick, snare, and hi-hat will reveal this mystery. For example, this would be a 4/4. And this would be a 6/8. Okay, back to the song. I'm noticing that the snare and the hi-hat are playing a very constant beat. But the guitar, bass, and kick are playing some totally different rhythm in unison. So, who do you follow? That's a great question. In my experience, especially in this genre, it's very stylistically appropriate to have the snare playing the backbeat, while the rest of the rhythm section plays a complex pattern underneath it. Oh wait, so if we have a backbeat, that means we can assume we're in 4/4, right? Well, no, that's not entirely true. But wait, that will be the first option I'll be looking out for sure, because why not? Let's try and count to 4 and see if it fits. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Mazel Tov, it's a boy. It's a 4/4. And the snare seems to conveniently enough hit on beats 2 and 4 of every bar. Well, that's great, but there's a lot of action going on between those 4 quarter notes. So let's see if we can figure that out. Which leads us to subdivisions. Subdivisions refer to the way you divide each of those magnificent 4 quarter notes. They are a bit tricky to find, and in some tempos, especially faster ones, it's very hard to count them out. The main difference between them will be the way they sound and the way they feel. Let me explain. Listen to the hi-hat. See if you can feel the difference between every subdivision. The first one would be eighth notes, which means dividing the quarter note into 2 equal beats. And this feels heavy and grounded, steady, kind of like a rock vibe. The next one would be triplets, which means dividing the quarter note into 3 equal beats. This feels kind of shuffly, swingy, and has more of a blues feel to it. The next one would be 16 notes. 16 notes means dividing the quarter note into 4 equal beats. This also feels steady, like the eighth notes, but it's jumpier and funkier. Last but not least, 16-note triplets or sextuplets, which means dividing each quarter note into 6 equal beats. This also has a swingy feel to it, but it's quicker and denser and a little bit lighter. Okay, great, back to the song. This one feels shuffly and swingy, so we can assume it's not 8th notes or 16 notes. But it's kinda dense, so not triplets. And voila, sextuplets it is. Well, 2 down and 1 more to go. The accents. Once we have the time signature and the subdivision figured out, we need to listen to how those subdivisions are played. Do they play all of them? Some of them? Is there any logic behind it, or is it random? How should I do this? Oh, I got it. Sharon, we have eggs? Okay, so we have 2 bars with 4 beats in each bar. And each of those beats is divided into 6 subbeats, or subdivisions. Let's count the total of subbeats. So we have 6 subbeats for every quarter note, and 4 quarter note in a bar, which means 6 times 4 is 24. 24 subbeats per bar times 2 bars, we have 48 subbeats in total. Stay with me, guys. Math is our friend. Now the fun begins. I'm going to put the snare in its place, which means beats 2 and 4 of every bar, and the hi-hat on each quarter note. The subbeats will be played by the kick drum, just like the song. As of now, we have 48 empty subbeats. This is how it sounds. And this is how the groove sounds with all subbeats played. Okay, back to our song. A very common way to create a polyrhythm would be to take this sum of beats that is naturally divided into a certain way, for example 6 beats per quarter note, and using accents and some other musical elements to change that to a different way. I did the math for you. In this song, there are 48 beats that are divided into 3 groups of 16. This is one of those groups. And this is how it sounds like separately. If you add the hi-hat and the snare to it, it sounds like this. This polyrhythm is specifically strong for 2 reasons. 1, messing around with a sextuplet subdivision is pretty rare, so you can get thrown off quite easily. And 2, if you group them in groups of 8 or 16, which are both very strong numbers, you can easily get thrown off and hear it like this. So, to sum up, we have a 4/4 bar with sextuplets, which means 48 subbeats per 2 bars, divided into 3 groups of 16. Stay tuned for more, and if you have songs you want to offer for this channel, send them over, and thank you very much for watching.